Cleats is a modern sports bar with a local flair that will open tomorrow at the Refinery on the Upper Peninsula. Today, I talk one-on-one with the co-owner of Cleats, Jeremiah Schenzel, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Jeremiah Schenzel, welcome to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Hey, Quintin, good to be here. Thanks a lot.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Needless to say, you are the partner of Daps Breakfast and Daps Beverage Company, along with the upcoming Cleats. According to the Charleston Wine and Food Festival's website, you say that you and your team believe in the cornerstones of community, hospitality, and the ability to always do a great party. Tell me, as we sit here right now, Jeremiah, what's new, what's now with your brand?
Well, we're just moving forward, trying to do the best we can every single day, especially with our cornerstone Daps breakfast. That's kind of what put us on the map. We're getting ready to open Cleats, tomorrow. So we've been buried kind of in that whole project for a while, and just trying to stay on point with everything. Make sure that we really practice the things we preach and work hard, and just have a good time while doing it. So.
What are those things that you practice right now that you want to preach when it comes to Cleats?
Yeah, so the big thing about Cleats is the community of sport. That's kind of our whole ethos. We wanted to open a sports bar, but that wasn't just super sports centric. I mean, obviously we love sports. It's a sports bar, but the whole idea is we're not affiliated with any team in general. We're not affiliated with a general sport. If we want to show it, we'll show it. Lots of women's sports, lots of things that just don't get a lot of coverage, all of that kind of stuff. And also just bring people into the space around that ethos, the community of sport, like using sports and good food to bring people together and commiserate and, just have a great time.
What exactly is that community of sport these days post-COVID?
Yeah, so I think, COVID taught a lot of really good lessons, for restaurateurs or people in the hospitality industry in general. Some really great, some that we wish we didn't have to learn, all of that kind of stuff. Not necessarily good or bad. I think it taught a lot of restaurateurs and people in the industry that, you kind of have to stick to your guns and your beliefs a little bit. And the adage that the customer's always right no matter what maybe isn't 100% true. Applying it directly to Cleats, I like to look at it as a sports team and the community of sport. If you wish, like, we're on the same team here. I'm trying to give you, something you want. You're trying to give me something I want. How do we work together to best achieve that? And we might not always see eye to eye, and that's fine too. So.
Yeah, and let me ask you this, then. Okay, what are those beliefs that you're currently sticking to post-COVID as a restaurateur?
Yeah. So, we've always preached, try to do the best you can with what you have, provide as much as you can with what you have. I think, a lot of people that aren't in the restaurant business, got out of COVID and, there's always those questions like, why is this so expensive? Or what is this? But if you're going to preach that, you're going to pay your employees, fair wages and you're going to use the best ingredients you can, and you're going to do that, then you're going to have to charge a little bit more and maybe do things a little differently. I think a lot of it is rethinking service models. If you've ever been to Daps, we're a super unique service model. Like, we're not a coffee shop 100%. We're not a restaurant 100%. We fall in these weird in-between lines where this counter service restaurant, but we try to give you the same hospitality experience that you would get at, a fine dining restaurant or something like that. We just want you to have a good time, and Cleats is kind of an extension of that. We're taking a lot of different things that we like that other people do, people in the barbecue industry, the way they do service, breweries, the way they do service, bars, the way they do service, and we're trying to find the best way to kind of mash them all together to fit our needs. Allows us to maybe not have as many employees waiting on tables and stuff. Maybe rely on the guests a little bit more to say, hey, can you help place an order? But then allows us to pay those employees a little bit more money, and also use better ingredients. So it's just a constantly evolving system. It's kind of we always joke in my house, my wife's also in the industry, that it's kind of an adapt or die situation. So.
What have you been able to adapt to as a result of COVID?
I think the biggest thing is the idea of takeout, or we use a lot of like not as much china in the restaurants, a lot more disposables, a lot more of that kind of stuff. It's akin to going to a food truck in a lot of ways, but you're not at a food truck. My background is in food trucks, and so is my wife's, so we are really familiar with that business and those models. And if you can expand that out and make it work well, why wouldn't you? It's a double-edged sword. There's a lot of double-edged swords you deal with in these kind of things. Like, you are able to maybe spend a little bit more on the food quality and that kind of stuff because you're not worried about all of the broken plates, which obviously cost a lot more, or something like that. But then you have to combat the waste. So how do you make sure you're using something that's as responsible to the environment as you can be at that time? It's not good. It's not really good or bad. It's just about finding what works. And like I said, not everyone is going to be super happy all the time with it, but that's just something you have to work with. So.
Absolutely. How do you hope to make Cleats work in this type of environment post-COVID?
Oh, well, I think, the whole idea of Cleats is the community of sport. Like, we always kind of joke, it's like, when there's a big game on, you always have you're like, oh, let's go out, let's go have some drinks with our friends, or, when someone's always like, yeah, but I gotta watch the game. And so of your group of friends, only one person might care about the game on. So if the other elements around the game are equally as good or as exciting, then that's kind of the play we're looking for. We want the experience to be like, I like going there because it's a great place to be, and they have games on. Not, oh, they have games on, and I guess they have food or drinks, So we're trying to kind of flip it on its head a little bit. And then also, just bring people together. All of our seating is community based. There's no small tables. I mean, everything is really big. We have a huge outdoor area. We just want people to come and just enjoy being, in each other's company as much as possible. So.
And I know you got to run, Jeremiah, but a few more questions for you. Do you actually have the energy and time to ensure the success of this particular expansion?
I mean, there's always that a little bit of oh, can you do this? Can you do this? But I think the lessons that I learned growing up playing sports is if you just keep working hard, then good things will come. You got to put it out there into the universe. And also, it's about surrounding yourself with the right people. You can't do everything. I feel really, really lucky to have a super supportive family behind me, a wife who's also in the industry, a brother-in-law who's in the industry, and I have a super awesome team, both at Daps and at Cleats. The guys at Daps have stepped up so much to basically be able to let me not have to be there all the time. And then the team I put together at Cleats, I'm really excited to see what we do. But like I said, it's kind of an you adapt or you die kind of situation. And I don't really want to die, nor do I think I will. So
right. Absolutely. And how many people do you really need initially to make this restaurant a success?
How many people at Cleats do you think we'll need?
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's a pretty large footprint, so we probably need, on a regular basis, 10 to 12 people, front and back, kind of running all the time. It's the whole name of the game when you're trying to move quick and do all that. If there's one thing we learned at Daps over the years is to create systems that really work for you. Don't overcomplicate things. Not everything has to be a traditional kitchen brigade system where you make all the salads and you make all the steaks and do that. We think of it more of like an assembly line, and that allows us to speed. And we're definitely borrowing from fast food concepts at that point, because it's why can those guys churn out, 20 sandwiches every 15 minutes? It's because the way they're set up. So can you mimic that in a way that makes sense for you? So.
Oh, yeah. And speaking of sandwiches, Jeremiah, when you look at that menu item, which menu item describes you as a person?
Oh, describes me as a person? That's a hard one. Describes me as a person. I would have to say describing me as a person would have to be our Italian salad. It's something that's familiar. You know the flavors really well, but it kind of comes in an unexpected way on the salad that way. It's robust, it's fun, and it's a good time any time of day, really. So.
Absolutely. And as a recap, what more can we learn about Cleats?
Yeah, Cleats is located in the Refinery building at 1640 Meeting Street Road, Suite 101, right next to our friends at the Whale. We're open 10:30 daily, so we're open for lunch and dinner. We're closed on Tuesdays. Our schedule might be a little up and down in the next few weeks, just because while we figure out opening. But that's our plan right there. So,
That's amazing. Well, Jeremiah Schenzel with Daps and of course now Cleats. Thank you for your time, and again, welcome to Quintin's Close Ups.
thanks, Quentin. Good to see you again.
Likewise.